Nobody likes gerrymandering. Nobody cares for it.
Gerrymandering equals voter suppression. A disgraceful act for public officials.
We certainly did not ask for an incumbent protection plan.
I'm Jay Dow. I'm a professor of political science at the University of Missouri. Gerrymandering is the process of drawing legislative districts for political advantage.
The only one that can fix it is the Supreme Court, and that's why we are here today at the Supreme Court, to ask them to fix this problem.
The court doesn't have a lot of good options. In 2012, which was the first election after the Wisconsin redistricting, Wisconsin Republican candidates won 49% of the state vote, and they got 60% of the seats in the legislature. So that tells you that there's a lot of gerrymandering going on. Maryland is one of the most gerrymandered states in the nation, and it's a Democratic gerrymander in the state of Maryland. Whichever party is in power in the state will try to do it. There's all kinds of ways of measuring gerrymanders, but the important point is there's no bright line test. There's really not a test that says, if you see this is an unconstitutional gerrymander, and if you don't see it, it's okay. And that's because gerrymanders are always a matter of degree. So districts have to contain equal population. That is a constitutional requirement. They can't be racially discriminatory. Don't necessarily break up towns and communities. The districts have to be what's called compact and contiguous. You cannot simultaneously satisfy all those constraints.
We are fed up. I don't care, none of us care which party is doing it. No politicians should manipulate elections.
Political districting has always been an area that the court has sought to avoid because it doesn't want to become a political actor. They don't want to say the Republicans are right on this and the Democrats are wrong, or vice versa. Even if it's entirely up and up, it's just going to insert the court into a political process, and they just don't want to be there. Of all the ills that exist in American politics, gerrymandering may not be the worst.
This is becoming violent. There is pushing and shoving going on inside this arena.
The politics of the court rarely exhibits itself in rulings, in the sense that most rulings are consistent with previous decisions. Stare decisis applies. But when they get faced with political questions, Bush v. Gore, something like that, you really start to notice the partisanship of the justices on the court.
It seems to me a holding which has grave implications for our Republican theory of government.
Sometimes those justices are going to be Republicans, and sometimes they're going to be Democrats, liberal or conservative. And you have to ask yourself, if 30 years down the line, what you want is a court adjudicating what are fundamentally political questions from a political perspective, and that is a very concerning thing. There is a political ill that is associated with gerrymandering, but sometimes we have to worry that the cure is worse than the disease, and this may be one of those cases where the cure is a little bit worse than the disease.